Hi, I'm Marty Nimco. This is another of my short stories from the next edition of my book, Soloists, short stories of introverts and outsiders facing a dilemma. This one is called Opposites Attracting. Opposites may attract, but should they be together? Well, here's my story. I'm a type A, sarcastic pit bull lawyer, atheist from New York. My wife, Gusti, is Balinese, an alternative medicine doctor who revels in Hindu meditating to incense and Javanese gamelan, and has never raised her voice. Except for once, but I'll get to that later. Why did we get together and stay together? It comes down to one word, sex. Gusti is a tantric master and loves doing joged, which is a Balinese sensual dance. I wish I had less of a sex drive, but I'm a morning desirer, nooner desirer, and usually a nighttime doubleheader guy. I'm the only man who could keep up with her multi-orgasm, multi-session per day motor. We were so bad that to top all that, each of us had affairs right up to our wedding day. Okay, I continued one for a few months after. But the rest of our relationship was poisoned by our otherwise oil and water incompatibility. We fought about money, about her need for us to relax more, and especially about our kids. The fights about our kids began soon after conception. As soon as we found out our first child would be a girl, Gusti said she wanted to name it Dewi, an Indonesian name meaning goddess. I insisted that people would spell it wrong and that, living in America, she should have an American name, something like Mia or Amelia. Our fighting escalated about money, about how permissive to be with the kid, and her aforementioned need to vegetate. Of course, I would argue in my lawyerly, often angry way, and Gusti would argue in her passive-aggressive way. Silence, twist the knife in questions inserted oh so gently. And when I felt like my argument was airtight, she loved to tiptoe out of the room, typically into the bathroom where she locked the door. What put us at the precipice was when, at 37, she wanted to have another baby. We were already exhausted from work, our fights, our daughter. Another child? Finally, she agreed not to, but she lied. She stopped taking the pill, and just 1 month later, she sheepishly said, "We had an accident." Practically the next word out of my mouth was abortion, but she refused. "I will not. My body, my choice." I was apoplectic, but no matter how much I insisted that having a baby is our choice, I couldn't force her. So she had the baby, and it turned out to be my greatest fear. He was born with severe disabilities, mental and physical. That cratered our already miserable life. Now every spare moment was spent on Corey. Yeah, I got to name him. And there were endless doctors, speech therapists, and bad news psychologists. At age 5, Corey couldn't feed himself, could barely walk, had a 2-year-old's vocabulary, and mainly just rocked all day. I channeled my anger and, some guilt that I didn't fight even harder for Gusti to have an abortion, into fighting with the school district for every damn service I could get for Corey. One-on-one aid, speech therapy, life skills therapy, atop his being in a special class with just 5 kids in it, $100,000 a year worth. The school district's attorney insisted it was a terrible use of taxpayer money, given the limited good it would do. But I pulled out my Atticus Finch. It is the role of government to compensate for life's slings and arrows. When we don't, we're Darwinian, one step from Hannibal, the cannibal Lecter. We are a humane society to the extent that we support the least among us. And the judge bought it. For the months, maybe months, I spent preparing for the hearing, I was so focused on winning, I didn't really let myself think how hopeless Corey's future, Gusti's future, my future would be. But after I won the case, I had to face the lifetime of exhaustion, reduction of productivity, and absence of pleasure that Corey would cause Gusti and me, forever. I begged her to have him placed in residential care, and for the first and only time, she screamed, "I will not have my child institutionalized. I will never sign. Never." We continued to live under the same roof, but separately. As much as possible, I escaped to my man cave, she to the living room or bedroom. Fast forward to when Gusti was 70. She retired from her work as an MD. Her alternative medicine work was physical, massage, acupuncture, and so on, and her arthritic body was bothering her more and more. I guess all that joged dancing and other vigorous activities took their toll. And when I reached 73, I was losing my drive, so I cut back to half-time and handed my least favorite cases to my hand-picked replacement. That means that Gusti and I are spending more and more time than ever, more time together than ever. You hear that stresses a marriage, yet in our case it did the opposite. Maybe it's all the challenges we face together, that we're more aware of time's sands dropping, and we finally agreed to place Corey in residential care, and that even at our advanced age, we continue to enjoy Joga dancing and what follows. In any event, that is another of my short stories called Opposites Attracting. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I just thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.